Hey everybody, I'm Christine with Velara, and I think many of you I've spoken on the phone to before, but I've probably never seen your face and you've never seen me, so here I am. I hope you guys are glad that you're going to join us this evening. I know I have a great opportunity to spend a little time with you this evening, talk to you a little bit more in general about how you're going to present the Velaqua water unit along with the Volumina product and how those two things are going to go hand in hand, and what you're going to say to people when you meet them, how to do your demo. Also, then we're going to talk about important things about the compensation plan. So how do you get paid? So let's just start with the three things that you need to talk about the Velaqua unit itself. There are three key components that you need to know about this. One is the hydration. So this is the microclustering of the water is the hydration part of this unit. So the water that outputs here is microclustered, which means it goes from a big water molecule, and I think of this like a beach ball, down to a baseball. Okay, so if you're thinking about the size of things, and what a baseball would actually go into a smaller space than a beach ball, right? So when we're looking for microclustered, we're taking the water and we're breaking down the structure of it and we're making it smaller. Thus we go from about 13 to 20 molecules, because you want to think of those big beach balls, like 13 to 20 of them composed, down to 5 size baseball size molecules composed, and thus that's called microclustering. We make it smaller and it begins to hydrate your body better. And one of the things I know is that toxins and hydration within the cells, you have to be able to penetrate the cellular level. So if something's smaller, it's going to go into the cell. If it's big like this, it's not going to go in the cell. So when we microcluster the water, we're going to make it smaller. Thus it's going to go in the cells and it's going to hydrate you better. And we did a whole webinar on this last week, which will be posted online at our www.velara, V-E-L-A-R-A, ATL, short for Atlanta.com, and you'll be able to see that out there. Right now we have it posted for people who viewed in, but I'll have it posted for you guys next week out there. And you guys will definitely want to watch that and have other people watch it. But let's just go first of all in understanding that it's microclustered water. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to talk about. The second, so better hydration. The second thing you want to talk about is pH. And you go, huh? pH? What is pH? Well, pH is the difference between being acidic and being alkaline. And when we look at this is your pH chart that's available in your back office at your Velara, teamvelara.com website that you have. And what you're going to look at is this chart you print out. And the top section is the pH. So everything that is red, yellow, or green in nature, when we do the pH testing, is going to show it as being acidic or acid. And this is unhealthy for people. And then if you see it in the neutral area here in the middle, this is where the body is naturally. But because we take in all these acidic things, we become more acidic versus staying in the neutral place. Public water, like the stuff you get out of your tap, should be somewhere in this neutral range. Then we fall into the alkaline area, and this is where we start increasing good health. So we turn into blue, a little bit darker navy blue, and into like this royal purple. And those are the colors that you want to have your water represent. That means it's alkaline. So with the Velaqua unit, as many of you have already seen, our water is a 9.5 alkalinity. So that's going to be in this purple range. We did do a special 4-minute video for you that's just about pH. So you'll be able to take that video and reuse it and show people. You'll simply go out to the VelaraATL.com site and you'll be able to pull that up and you'll be able to show it to people. But you also need to be able to do a live demo. And the reason that we need to do a live demo is because people need to bring their water to your party, or you need to have them bring it to a party that you do at someone's home. And the reason is this: when people bring their own water, like I brought some stuff here today, it becomes very personal to them. And when it's personal, then they're hooked in, and it's a good thing, because then they can't go home and drink the water they've been drinking once they know what the pH is. All right, and when they figure out that they don't get the best hydration and they don't have the right pH, then they're in. Then the other thing that we're going to show you this evening, because I am going to show you how to demo the pH, but also the other thing we're going to talk about is the antioxidants. So we've got the microclustering for hydration, we have the pH, keeps you to be alkaline versus acidic. That's pretty simple. And then the third thing is the antioxidants that the water provides. And you're like, what? Antioxidants? Really? Yeah, really. And that's really important to people, because this is going to help support your optimal health. And how is that possible? Because the water is actually charged negatively from the minerals. And in this case, minerals and negative charge is a good thing, because we often equate things that are positive with being good and negative being bad. But flip that around on this, because negative charge is actually good for your body. And that's what you need to explain to people, simply that you're able to get a negative charge on this water compared to the other waters. And how we do that is we're going to use an ORP meter, like the one I have here, and there's a variety of them that are on the market, and we're going to test some waters, and we're going to show you how that works. Now, y'all are like, so how do I do a demo? What am I going to need? Well, guess what? In your inbox in the morning will be a list of things that you're going to need to do the demo. So simply, and if you do not have that and you've seen this video and you'd like to know more, you can email me off of the contact list at the website, and we'll be glad to send you this information. But if you're already signed up with us as a distributor and you're watching this, this means that you already are ready to get forward and do some demos. So let's talk about that. So we've talked about the microclustering of the water, pH, and the negative ORP. So how are you going to show this? So people brought their water. You can't really show the microclustering. Kind of hard to show that. There is a really special machine. It's about $2,500 that you put right on the disc, the ceramic disc that's in here. Okay? But the water will taste softer to you, to your palate. That's one way to tell that it's microclustered. The other way to tell that it's microclustered is how much of it do you drink, and do you feel bloated or swishy? So these are kind of physical tests that people can equate to, and I think it's really important to let them know that. Because I tell people, get a big 32-ounce glass of water and chug-a-lug it. And how do you feel? And if you drink regular water or you drink a big bottle of water, you're going to feel bloated. And you're going to have that swishy feeling, as I call it. And people go, yeah, I get that. And they do, they get that. But when you do the same thing with the equivalent amount of the Velaqua water, you're not going to feel that because it's actually being absorbed before it actually gets to your belly. So that's one way that people can understand it. So you want to explain that. Pretty simple. And I'm telling y'all, keep this simple. You will have people that want to dive in and talk about all these details, and it does this and it does that, and I heard this on the internet and I heard that on the internet. And for those people, you know what? We'll have plenty of documents that you can download to them, and you can just blow their minds with all of that. But most people just need to understand what this does and how it does it well. Excuse me. And so let's talk how you're going to do a pH test. In every Velaqua unit comes a little dropper that has pH drops in it, okay? And that comes in your filter kit. So if you want your clients to have this, you can have it, or you can snag them out of there and keep them for yourself.
I always show a Sprite because Sprite is clear, and it'll give you a better color. If you show Mountain Dew or other things like that, Coke, so you won't get a true color. And I try to go with a Dasani or Aquafina or something like that because that's something that you can readily buy and it's available. I also show, like this is from a big box store, so I always try to show that because now this is a specialty water. You can buy Fiji, you can buy all kinds. This one happens to be a chai or water, whatever. And then these little cups came from Party City, or you can buy the cups at the grocery store, just something that's clear. So, and then I get tap water, excuse me. You don't have to have a lot of waters, but hopefully they have brought some water. So I just take a few drops and put into each one. This one's tap in the front. And then the water out of the unit. Oh, aren't they beautiful colors? Color therapy. And I have straws that I cut up and I just use to stir if I need to. So then I go back to the pH chart, and you can tell that soda is really bad. It's approximately 2.5 on the pH scale. This water, which is very well known, is about the same. Then we go to the big box water. That's more in the neutral, acidic. This water is probably more neutral, which it's advertised as a high pH water. This is our tap water, and it's right here. Then we come to our Velaqua water, and it's clear here. So for me, going back to the ORP meter, you could buy an ORP meter that does pH as well as ORP, but I like the colors. I like to show the colors because this is something that people remember when they see all the different colors. Also, on our pH chart, you'll see alkalinity is health, acidity is unhealthy. And then, since I'm trying to show you what I usually do, then I go and pour a little bit into the other and show you that what can happen when you start drinking the alkaline water. Now, I will say one thing about the tap water. It is mandated by the municipal water people that it has to be 7.0. So when you look at the water, it's neutral and you think that's really good. Well, the chemicals they put into it to raise it to that 7.0 is probably not something we'd really like. So that makes the tap water not a true test of what it is. I mean, it is 7.0, but it's got stuff in it to make it that way. So that's kind of how I do the pH. I always let everybody kind of look and point and touch, and it just makes it more personal, so they really get into it.
So she's talked to you about how to show the pH, and you want to do that with the drops, and you want to show this to people because there's something about the color with the pH test that's really, really, really important. Somehow people like to see these different rainbows, and it becomes, people are very visual, so we want to train people visually as well as tactily with letting them drink the water, things like that. So one of the other tests we do is for chlorine, and you want to have some tap water, so we're going to grab some tap water over here. And then I'm going to have Rita grab that for us out of the sink. And we're going to take some Velaqua water. And one of the things that nobody likes to do is drink a swimming pool. And it's really interesting. You get your chlorine drops. Now, by the way, we don't provide the chlorine drops for you right now at Velara. But you can go down to your local Home Depot or the Lowe's or a pool supply place, and you can, for like less than probably $6 or something, you can buy some chlorine drops. They usually come in a kit with other pool chemical stuff. There's like a little packet of it. But one of the things I'm going to tell you is don't get the pH drops from the pool place and use those to do your water test because it will not read as accurately because they're really calibrated towards pool water versus drinking water. So you don't want to necessarily use those. You want to use the ones that come from us. I also put a link on your on the sheet that you're going to get from me that talks about where you can buy these on Amazon for about $20 and you can get like about 99 tests out of it. So if you're like me and you're doing like 3 or 4 of these type of meetings a week, you're going to need a bigger bottle than this little teeny one. This will last you maybe about 10 or 15. So we're getting some chlorine drops here, and we're just going to put 3, 4, 5 drops in there. We'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops in there. And wow, you can already see that the water's turning pretty bright yellow for the tap water. And then this was the Velaqua water. And you take on the same thing as you have your pH chart, you have your chlorine chart. So you're going to go across here, and you can see it's at about a 1.0. Okay, 1.0. Turn it up that way so you guys can see it. So you want to show people this. Okay, this is where their chlorine is. To be quite honest with you, back at my house and where I live in Atlanta, we're sometimes more orange to red. And it is really, really strong. And if you think you're not drinking a swimming pool, you sure are. So let's take a look at this. Was the Velaqua water. We put those in there, and so you see that it's absolutely clear. That there's nothing else in there. So that's impressive. Okay, so it's definitely taken the chlorine out. So no longer drinking the swimming pool. Now, let's take a look at some of the bottled waters real quick as well. So we're looking at, well, see, that one's about empty. We'll take this one. This is take some of that good crinkly bottled water, as I call it. and we'll test it. And generally, most of the bottled waters that you're going to test from people are going to show no chlorine. If they have chlorine, I would really be skeptical about what the company is they're buying from. Because even your standard Brita filter, for example, the little pure filters, things like that, will definitely take the chlorine out. That's about all they take out, but they take out chlorine. So again, you can see with that bottled water that it's clear. Okay, so you want to always show people this. Now, the other test that we do with the chlorine is you can take some fruit or something, we don't have any here tonight, but take a fruit or vegetables or something, cut it up, and then shove it in the glass of the chlorine. And when you do that, the chlorine drops are going to be absorbed into the fruit or whatever you put in here, and many of you have seen that in our current, and actually I guess I could put my fingers in it.
Put my fingers in it.
We're just going to put her fingers in it.
A
smaller
clean
cup.
one, and I'll...
Okay, she's going to go out there and do a little, she's going to actually put her fingers in there. She's going to be our test dummy tonight, which is awesome. Thank you, Rita, because who wants to get chlorine, right? So if you see what she's done, she's got the water, and she's just put her fingers in there. And she's going to set those in there for a few minutes, and then we're going to retest the water. And if you have a real skeptic in the crowd, the person that can't really, doesn't really hear, they want to see that your fingers are staying in the water.
And I got this from the tap right over there.
And we're going to have some fun with this, because if you put somebody that puts their fingers in there, it's like that, you know, that one person in the room that's the biggest skeptic who's giving you the biggest, like, sourpuss face while you're giving your presentation. You're going to want him or her to put her fingers in there, because when it comes out and we do the test, they're going to be like, oh my goodness. So you're going to want them to have part of that.
And going back to the fruit, you might tell them it was a lemon, and usually we're cutting up the lemon while they're holding their fingers.
Yeah, we use lemon, but you can use apples, because some people will tell us, well, because it's the acidity of the lemon that it might adjust the chlorine, and so I found that we've used apples, we've used other things that work just as well, and sometimes that takes away, but we usually have a lemon on site because we're testing it with the volumina as well. So oftentimes we're using the volumina that way. And she used to have it in there for a minute or two, especially with that much water. She put a lot of water in there. That's fine. But simply what you want to do with the chlorine drops is you definitely want to do that test. So we've talked about how to explain to somebody how the water microclusters. You're going to talk about either being bloated or swishy, right? And then we're going to talk about the colors. The colors are the rainbow here. So you're going to want to use your pH chart. Now, the other little tip I have for you is this doesn't come laminated out of your computer, right? So you're going to print this out on your computer at home if you have a color printer, or take it down to a printer and have it done. And then get it laminated. Because guess what? We're using it around water. And I know this really should go without saying, but I've seen lots of people who use a paper chart. Your paper chart's your colors are going to begin to run if it's up next to the water. Because you got these little cups of water, and they're full of water, and you're putting it over here, and the next thing you know, your purple is mixed with the red below. So just get it laminated. It's like $1.50 at Kinko's or something. Kinko's or Copy Place. So it's really not that difficult. All right, Rita, should we test your water? So we put 6 drops in there, the same amount. It's about the same amount of water. Just a little stir stick. Oh, yeah. Looky there. Rita had her fingers in there for probably less than 2 minutes. And we have 0 chlorine in there. And we have 0 chlorine. Look at compared to this. Now, where did the chlorine go? Unfortunately for Rita, which I know Rita's not too happy about, this went in her body. So this is absorbed into your body. So you definitely don't want to be drinking this. Think about also washing your fruits and vegetables. And that's the things you need to talk to people about. They're going to ask us if we have shower heads at Velara. Not yet. But you can buy those kinds of things at the hardware store. But you definitely want to keep the least amount of chlorine in your body as possible, because chlorine is actually a toxin. So you've shown the chlorine test, you've shown the pH test, and now we get to show the ORP. And this is a lot of fun. Now, you have to have a meter to show ORP. And you're going to have to buy this meter, because this just doesn't come for free. This is about a $130 unit that you'll need to purchase. There are various kinds. This is one. This is by Milwaukee. This is a number 500. You'll find them on Amazon, places like that. Or you can buy the Hannah, which is more of a stick unit. And it will also measure the pH, if you wish, and the water temperature. I like them both. The most important thing when you're using an ORP meter is that you know that the tip needs to be conditioned with the conditioning liquid that you need to buy separate from this. Because if you don't put oxidation on the tip, which is platinum, it won't read the negative charge. It'll read positive all day, but it won't read negative. And the other thing you want to do when you're showing this as a demo is when you're putting the water in here, and let's get another cup over here, Rita. My assistant, Rita, I love it. She's going to get us some more water. What you want to do is do the negative charge water first, because every time that you place the tip in the water that's positively charged, you're taking some of the oxidation off of the tip, and thus you're not going to get a good reading. Also, a little tip for y'all, and this is something really important. Test the pH of your unit before you take it out and show everybody stuff, okay? Because remember, about every 5 days we need to take that cartridge out and give it a little jiggle and put it back in, because we have to reset the minerals that have been compacted. So you want to make sure that that's working well, and you want to double check your meter, because there's nothing more embarrassing than trying to do a demo and your stuff is malfunctioning, okay? Might be malfunctioning. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and put some water in here. And also, the liquid, this all comes with instructions, okay? So you want to make sure that you read the instructions on how to use this bad boy when you get it, because you also need to keep this tip stored in an acid-based product. And usually we'll use white vinegar, or if some of you have other pH unit machines, you can put it in an 11.5 or higher.
2.5.
2.5. I'm sorry, 2.5. See, there's my bad. All right, so we're going to turn the unit on, and we're going to test the Velaqua water. So we're going to put that in there, and we're looking for a negative reading. And right now we're at negative, looks like around 373.80. Put that up there to the camera so you guys can see that. See, negative, that's negative. So when we're talking to people about negative ORP, we're talking about oxidative reduction potential. Go to the mirror and say that about 50 times, because it's a tongue twister and it will be hard for you to say when you're doing a presentation. But ORP means oxidative reduction potential, or basically antioxidants to your system. All right, and that, remember that in this case, negative is positive. It's a good thing. All right, so what would be positive? Let's put it in some tap water, because this usually just jumps through the ceiling. And it has, and it is. And you'll want to stir it up a little bit so that the tip gets a whole reading. All right, so right now it's still climbing, and we're at positive, almost positive the other direction. We're at over 300. Okay? So over positive 300. So this is as positive as we were negative on our own product. Okay? Why is the water positive? Somebody may ask that. Because they put chemicals into our tap water that actually keep the pipes from rusting, but that doesn't mean it doesn't make us rust. Okay? Now, bottled water, we can test it as well. I'll just use this cup. Let's take some of the, we'll just take, I don't know, we're about out of water here, aren't we? We'll take some of this water right here, and we'll test it. Bottled water tends to be a little less positively charged than tap water, but it still will be positively charged. Pretty much the only way that you're going to have a negative ORP is if you have a unit that is going to negatively charge the water. And that either does it with electricity or it does it with minerals. Now this unit from Velaqua does it with minerals. Okay, so it's a mineral-based, organic-based system that adds a negative charge. One of the other things I tell people all the time is you've kind of got to keep your water in contact with this unit. If you take it and put it in a separate bottle or cup, it's going to, the ORP is going to drop and come back closer to neutral or down into the up into the positive range over many hours, okay? Because if it's not in contact with the minerals, then it's not going to stay in that negative charge state. The pH will stay there for a period of time, and the microcluster stays there, period, because we've broken the structure of the water down. But the negative charge is something that will change if you keep it away. So one of the advantages of this system is you have it at your house. For the cost that we have, people are able to keep it at their house. Whereas, for example, with myself, for about a year prior to having this unit, I would take home water for every couple of days from my friend's house or from the doctor's office that I worked for. And what I found is that I wasn't always getting the maximum benefit from my water, because all of those things were beginning to change. It still was great water, but it could have been better. All right, so here we go. This one is negative. This is positive, 294. You guys can see that? Positive around 294. All right, so still, the bottled water was positively charged, the tap water was definitely positively charged, and the Velaqua water was really negatively charged. Okay, so this is a great demo, and it's well worth the investment to have your own ORP meter. But I'm telling y'all, read the manufacturer's instructions and follow how to take care of it, because otherwise it will fail you. Okay? And if you have questions, ask your sponsor or call me or whatever you need to do in order to learn how to use one of these. But you really do need it. And if you take good care of it, it should be with you for a very long time. Okay? So those are the 3 things that we want to talk about with water when we're doing our demo. And it doesn't have to be complicated. As you can see, it really doesn't have to be complicated. You probably want to put a basket or a box together of all of your supplies and have them ready to go at any time. Because to be quite honest with you, you'll never know when you have to do a water demo.
Something out of the trunk.
It could be out of the trunk of the car like Rita's done this past week. Okay, I have people that stop me at volleyball matches and go, hey, can you test my water? I'm like, do I look like I have the stuff? And I think I need to have my stuff on me. Even if I had some pH drops in my purse and a small ORP meter from Hannah, which is a stick, I could have actually tested their water on the spot, and possibly I could have made a customer out of them. So I say, kind of like the Girl Scouts, be prepared. Kind of that's what I'm saying. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys about what we're doing. Now we have posted individual videos that talk about how to do the pH demo, how to do the ORP demo, how to do the chlorine demo on the website so that you can watch those until you're just crazy about it, okay? Or if you just need to show it to somebody, that's an option for you as well. But I do recommend you get your own stuff and do your own testing. The other thing is make sure everybody gets a drink of the water, because some people get a hold of the water and just energetically they love the water, okay? They want to have a drink of the water. So make sure that you have enough cups available. The other thing I'll tell you is you need plastic cups, clear plastic cups, because if they're not clear, nobody's going to be able to see anything. And that really should go without saying, but I have seen people bring styrofoam cups. So you want to have clear plastic cups. I get these at the grocery store. You can buy them at Sam's Club or Costco, even in the big bag. You're going to probably need them. Don't reuse your cups over and over and over. Recycle them, do whatever, but you can't keep putting drops in stuff and expect to get the same result because the residue stays in the cup. It's just chemicals. Now, these little shot glasses come from the party store, like Party City, things like that, and you want to buy them because these are nice, because it's just a nicer size than trying to put pH drops in a big old cup like this, because if you put your pH drops in a big cup like this, you're going to spend a lot on pH drops. So you definitely want to go somewhere and buy these. The company may or may not provide these for us, you know, as far as wholesale or something in the future, but for right now they're not available. So I will be giving you a list again of all the supplies that you guys need in order to do your demos. And then you'll obviously want to have some materials to hand out and that kind of stuff, and I'll have all that out there for you to be able to print out. The company is sending the sales kits out as quickly as they can get them packaged, and each one will contain 50 brochures in there, and then we will be able to buy more brochures once they become available once they send everyone their sales kits, which many of you have already paid for and have not received. So that's coming out right away. As we launch the company next weekend on 9/28, there'll be all these new resources coming to you. So that is how you present the water. Let me grab the Volumina box, and we'll talk about Volumina for a minute. All right, this is Volumina, okay? Many of you know that we have seen the word Velastrum on these boxes and on the inner packages. That's because that will be going away relatively soon. We have a brand new run of product that says Volumina on it, and the inner packages will say Volumina. We originally named the product Velastrum, and there's another company that has a product called Velastrum. Oh well, we're a startup company, we make mistakes, it happens, it's okay. The product is the same, it doesn't matter, but try to call it Volumina instead of Velastrum if you possibly can. Now, each box has 30 packets. That's the biggest thing that people need to know. 30 packets, and on average it costs about $3 per package if they're buying it retail. If they're buying it wholesale, it's about $2.50. You should take one of these per day with 8 ounces of the Velaqua water. Now, why would you want to take this with Velaqua water instead of regular water? Well, one, we know that it's microclustered, right? That is going to drive it to the cellular level, and it's really, really, really important because this product going to the cellular level is going to do the maximum benefit for your body. This product as well, the one thing I want to tell you about is it's called a superfood drink mix. So try to say superfood drink mix versus calling it a supplement, because it's really not a supplement. It is a superfood combination of products. And in that superfood are 7 synergistic ingredients, which you guys will have a list of because I'm going to send you a document called The Benefits of Volumina. Okay, and it's going to have about 20 things on there that it does great for your body. But the things you need to remember, most importantly, is this is an immune system booster. And you're like, why do we need an immune system booster? And why do I have to have the same thing that my mama gave me when I was born? Well, simply put this. We live in what? A toxic environment. We eat the food we eat, the clothes we wear, the stuff we wash our clothes in, the stuff we wash our hair with, the sheets we sleep in at night with that wonderful smelling fabric softener, all's absorbed into our bodies. And if we drink coffee, we drink sodas, we drink a lot of acidic things, we're very, very toxic. And what's happening is the more toxicity builds up, our immune systems are lowered. Or in some cases, they're overdriven. Because I know for me personally, when my diagnosis of MS, it was about being overdriven. That I was still really toxic. So this is an immune system regulator. And it's done with bovine organic cow colostrum. And you're like, ugh, cow colostrum. Well, it's better than mama's colostrum because you can't get mama's colostrum all the time. But there's great properties that work on both the immune system and the digestive system with colostrum. So if you've ever heard of a thing called leaky gut, and if you haven't, Google it. Because most of the people on this planet suffer from some form of leaky gut because of allergies that they have due to toxicities to things in their body. And when I say you got leaky gut, you could have constipation from that, you could have chronic diarrhea from that, you could have a combination of both, which, what do they call that? IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Some people go clear the opposite direction and have Crohn's disease. And believe it or not, a lot of the people out there, the holistic practitioners, will give people colostrum. But getting the best colostrum is what's most important. And I'll tell you what, this is a good colostrum. This is a premium colostrum, and it has another product to it called a short-chain polypeptide. And I know we're getting scientific here. I know that. But you kind of need to know this, because if somebody comes up to you and says, well, what makes this different than the colostrum I'm already using? It's because we put it with a short-chain polypeptide. And that drives it all the way to the cellular level. This supercharges it. That's why we call it a super colostrum. It's why we can call it a super colostrum, because it is different than just colostrum. Then you have the other ingredients. You have the inulin. Inulin has got some great properties to it. It's going to support your overall health. And I want you to read the benefit statement. I'll tell you, it does different things for different people. But it also helps regulate the blood sugar. And if you think that blood sugar isn't important, it is. Diabesity, as I call it, diabetics and obesity are the two largest diseases in this country. And they affect everybody from little bitty babies all the way up to older people. Obesity in our children is one of the biggest chronic problems we have in this country. Even for me personally, with being on the Volumina and the water combined since early July, as of today, I've lost 24 pounds since then. And I could never lose that weight. And it was because my blood sugar could not get regulated. And I can say this because it's my personal journey. I haven't had my blood sugar tested in about a month now. And I bet if I went back, it's probably even lower. But I went from 118 in February to 108 when I first started working with this company and this product. Okay? And that was July. And then when I had my blood sugar done it's been about 3 weeks ago, I was 86. So I was able to regulate my blood sugar because my diet was already good, but I was just still incredibly toxic. And I was still also, my blood sugar was very resistant to being changed. And after you listen to the doctor's calls that are out on the team Velara.info, so info, not .com, you can go out there and listen to some recorded calls with the doctors. We will also be posting video from the conference we're attending this weekend in California, and the doctors are going to be talking about all this great stuff. But this is huge. This is a huge opportunity for you to make a change in other people's lives or maybe even your own. I know for me it's been a huge, I'm actually getting to be healthy. And that's great. Now, I know that coughing fit I had earlier didn't help with that, but I'm doing so much better. You guys have no idea. I think the fact that yesterday I was down in the bed with the fever, with the flu, and I drank the water and I took only one Volumina because my body said I only needed one, so I muscle test for that. I took one of those, and this morning I got up, and I felt more energy than I had felt before I was sick. And I'm just dealing with a little bit of the nagging symptoms today. It says a lot about this product. But that would have to be for you to decide. These are not claims we can run around and make to a lot of people, but these are things that you need to share. And I want to let you know that your story or the stories of people that you know that use these products are going to be your best-selling tool. Because when we help other people get the life that they want and potentially get their life force back, because most people are walking around in this dead zombie state half of the time in this country because of the things they eat and drink. That when we give this back to them, we're their best friend. What if you get your spouse back? What if you get what if you have the person you've been married to for 20 years and finally they start drinking some water and they feel better and they take some Volumina and their blood sugar gets regulated and they're active again and it's happy. There's happiness back. I don't know. Those are the things you can't put a price tag on, guys. So just think about that. So we're talking about regulating the immune system, helping with the blood sugar, and also regulating your heart health. And then we're adding antioxidants to this thing. We're already adding it with the water, and we're getting to supercharge it with blueberry and elderberry. Those are great antioxidants to your system. Also, they make it taste really yummy. And the other thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have a box of this for your demos. Yeah, I know it's $75, but you'll be well worth it because you're going to sell more product if you show the product. You have to, one, be a product of the product, but you also got to show the product. And the only way you sell this to people is to give them a taste. Because if they don't think they like the taste, then they won't buy the product. Because there's something about drinking stuff, they got to know what it tastes like. So invest in a box, okay? Now, the other thing that this has is a couple of ingredients called a ginseng, or some people want to call it ginseng, but the proper pronunciation is ginseng, and it's Panax, and it's from Korea. This is going to clear up the brain fog that people have. And how many people that you know drink like Red Bull and 5 Hour Energy, and I don't know, the younger generation of folks these days, they live off of that stuff, okay? And they add alcohol and all kinds of other crazy stuff to it, which I don't even know how that works. But anyways, this stuff will put the same effect in their body, but keep them energized long term, and is actually much better for their health. I tell people, what do you know about that product? How much sugar does it have in it? Regular sugar. And what artificial ingredients does it have? And the other thing is do you know what taurine is? Taurine. If you don't know it, Google it. It's going to gross you out what that is. Because that is bull, B-U-L-L, bile, B-I-L-E. So that is bull bile is what you're drinking that's supposed to be energizing you. So bull guts. That's gross. And if kids knew that, I know when I told my daughter about that, she never touched it again. And they think that this energy drink is good for them. It's kind of got a cool factor, whatever. You got to work that out. But this product does more for people energy-wise than that would ever do. And plus, it's not going to create this whole addiction with the sugar thing up and down. Now, the other thing it has is yerba mate. So it's kind of like a natural caffeine effect. But boy, it does so much more for you. Talk about mental clarity. So your kid's going to take a big math exam. It's a great product to put them on because they're actually going to be able to think through the exam. And they're not going to be crashed. And I've seen this over and over. And simply one of these a day with 8 ounces of water. So those simple ingredients and the colostrum is what makes this important. And I know this is kind of a scary product sometimes for people to present because they don't feel comfortable with it. But get the benefit sheet and hand it out. It's simply printed. It has the key benefits on it. It tells what product is in here. And then give them a sample. And when they get on this, there will be people who will pick this up and know immediately that they want it. And then there will be people who need to try it. And that's okay. Let them try it. But you don't have to give them a whole box to try unless it's your mother. Okay? If it's your mom, you got to take care of mom and dad. All right? But that's simply with Volumina the key things you need to know. This isn't a difficult business. This is just one that we need to have relationships with. Okay? And so invite your friends. I'll tell you right now, your family's not going to be your first customer. As much as we love our mom and dad and our brothers and sisters and people like that, I'll be honest with you, that's been my biggest non-market, okay? And people say, well, do you have a hot market? Do you have a cold market? No, everybody's a product candidate for this product. Why? Because everybody drinks what? Water. So if they drink water, this is an opportunity. But we have an opportunity to impact it positively versus negatively. Do you guys know that $51 billion a year is spent in bottled water by this country? And almost all of this, if you watch the webinar on hydration, you'll find out that it's all toxic. It provides toxic levels of phthalates that change your hormones. Now, we can't go into all that detail right now tonight, but if you watch the webinar, I'm going to give you a lot more information on that. So we have a great product that everybody in the family uses. And the cool part is you're able to sell it for $299 retail, and it's $199 wholesale. And we will have a price for it on preferred customers that'll be coming out really, really, really soon. So it should be around $249 is what I've heard. So they can buy that as a preferred customer, meaning that they have to buy the volumina once a month in order to be able to, they got to go on auto ship to get that price. But that's a great opportunity for you to get residual income. So we sell a water unit. People want to know too, how often do I need to change the filter? You need to change the filter every 6 months. I have a video also that will be posted on how to maintenance your unit. It's important you watch that. Okay, you need to be able to help people. Also, we're going to post a video on how to set one up. Okay, I would recommend to you that if you're going to sell these out of your home or out of your car to someone, that you preset the unit and know that it's not leaking and that it's working well. It'll just be better customer service on your part. We will have the ability to drop ship these right to the customers within probably the next couple of weeks. And we also will have this unit in black. It's really, really, really sharp in black. So those, picky people we got with those high-end kitchens that want a really nice looking unit, they won't have the sanitary white one looking one. They'll have the more high-end black one. It will be $50 more in price. Okay, and then there's other product improvements that come along with that. So every 6 months they get a new filter. Okay, you're going to have to sell them the new filter. People say, how do we know when we have to replace the filter? Keep a sales sheet for right now. I think there'll be some form of automated system that will let people know in the future, but for right now, we're a startup company again, and you have to remember we're going at this, doing what we can. So what I've done is just kept a spreadsheet with people's names on it that I've sold product to. What date I sold it, that way, and a phone number. That way, when it's time to go back in 6 months and I need to sell some filters, I can go back and get my customer list and start making some calls. Plus, you really should be connecting with people that you sell things to on a pretty regular basis. Because one, you want to know how they like it. Can they have friends for you to talk to? That's part of network marketing. Or as we call it at Velara, relationship marketing. It's truly what it is. So I wouldn't go to your family first. I'd go to your friends. I'd find the best people that you possibly can to be part of your business if that's what they're interested in. And the funny thing is that the people I thought just would want to buy a unit have become my best distributors. And the people who I thought would be my best distributors have actually been just my best customer. And either way, it's okay. But you just want to be able to get out there and talk to people. And I tell people this all the time. You can't sell stuff if you're sitting at home. Maybe you can if you're on the internet. Maybe you're on Facebook, things like that. And we're going to have all kinds of tools that show you how to do all that fun stuff. But the thing is that getting out and meeting people one-on-one, whether it's at work, at church, at sports, whatever it is you do, that's where you meet people. Heck, I was buying makeup in the retail store on Saturday, and I met 2 people. Because we got to talking about skin and hydration. And I didn't, I was like, here's my business card. And both of them are looking to buy a unit. So you never know where your customers are going to be. You might find them at the grocery store. I tell people all the time, go to your local health food store or go to like Whole Foods where they sell water in the reverse osmosis machine there and stand there and hand out your business cards. It's called guerrilla marketing. Do it until they kick you out of the store because you might find your best customers. So there's a lot of ways to do this business. And the thing is that we're going to go in and we're going to talk in a few minutes about the compensation plan. Because if we do all of this, we want to know how to make money. Because that's why you're here tonight. I know you guys know about the products, but now you understand how to present them. But let's go in and we're going to talk about how to make money. So if you have any further questions, what we want you to do is type those in for us, and we will answer those. And I will also do a recap report to send out tomorrow with all of your hard copy paperwork that gives everybody's questions and what answers we have for those. Hi everybody, I'm Christine with Velara and I'm back with you, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what probably is most important to you, besides having great water and a great product that's going to support your optimal health, is how are you going to make money? Because how do you get paid? Everybody asks me this question. Now if you download the 12-page compensation plan called the Infant Earnings Summary, you would have about 12 pages of things that would about blow your mind, because this compensation plan is one of the best plans I've ever seen being in MLM marketing. But it's pretty complicated until you work with it. So what I'm going to tell you tonight is this. We're going to break this down into phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 is about where you're at right now. If you've just come into the business, it's probably first early 30 days, maybe into their first 60 days with the company, and then what will happen after that. But the first 30 days, the things that you need to know are simply this. 1, you got to qualify. And how do you qualify? Well, either you come in as a pro, or they call it a star, but they also say it's a pro, and that means you have to have $500 worth of BV. How do you get $500 worth of BV? Well, if you bought a pro pack, which is what we always recommend to all of our independent business partners coming into the business. You're going to need it. Okay? You're going to need the inventory to sell in order to get a return on your investment, plus the fact you're going to need product to show people, and you're going to need product to use for yourself. So make sure that you really look at your opportunity to buy a Pro Pack, because when you buy a Pro Pack, you're already going to qualify for your 500 BV. Then it won't be a worry. But you say, well, I don't have the money to buy a Pro Pack. Well, there's two different ways that you can go about this. One is to buy a lesser level coming in. The next level down that you can come in at, besides a Pro Pack, is a builder pack. And that'll give you 2 water units and 3 boxes of alumina. But it's $499. And every time you go down the list and size of the opening package, the less discount you're really getting. I want you guys to understand this. When buying a Pro Pack for $999, you're actually getting about $1,400 or $1,396, I think it is, worth of product for that money. And that's wholesale. That's not the retail price. The retail price is well over $2,000. So why in the world would you not want to invest $1,000 to be able to make $2,000? I can make that kind of money in the stock market. But you do have to be able to sell it. And your income will be dependent upon how hard you work. So I want to make sure that you understand that disclaimer right now. Now, if you buy the product at a Pro Pack, you qualified at $500. If you get it at the Builder Pack, it's $250. So you're going to have to sell some other product via retail or buy it yourself and sell to other people in order to qualify at $500. The 500 BV, okay? So it's about $1,000 worth of stuff equals 500 BV. Now, the good news is that some things like the water unit individually sold, even though it's $199 wholesale, has 150 BV value. So that's a pretty good deal. So even though you may come in at a lower level, you can sell a lot of water units and you can get up to your 500 BV. You're saying, well, why do I have to get to 500 BV? Simply this. You have to get to 500 BV in order to start qualifying for commissions. Now, you can make retail commissions as soon as you become a member. You could do that for as little as $29.95. Okay? You can make retail commissions right away. That's about $100 a water unit and $25 for every box of alumina that you sell. You can also make the Fast Start bonuses. And you're like, what's Fast Start? Fast Start is this. For every distributor partner you sign up, and we call them independent business partners, by the way. So independent business partner, you sign up. For the Pro Pack, you're getting $150. For the Builder Pack, you're getting $100. For a Velaqua unit, you're getting $50. And for a box of alumina, you're getting $10. If they sign up at the $29.95 only member price, you get $0. I don't know what the advantage of signing up for $29.95 is. If you can't afford to buy at least one unit, we need to get you out selling some units to your friends and get that money and put it in the bank and then turn it around and buy your Pro Pack. That's what I've done with a lot of the people that want to come into my business that tell me they can't afford it. We're here to help you learn how to help make your business profitable. But sometimes when you're invested, it makes much more sense. So you're going to be able to make those Fast Start commissions. So let's just say in the first couple of weeks you're with the business. You bought a Pro Pack. You sold a couple of units out of your car to friends and family, and you made a couple $100 in commissions. That's awesome. You made that money. You made your money back on your investment. I made my money back on my investment in 2 weeks with this business. Okay, so the $1,000 I put in, I recovered within the first 2 weeks I started by just selling some retail product to people. Then I brought in a couple of distributors. Each one of those people signed up as a Pro Pack. So they got me qualified all the way for commissions, but I already made $150 off each one of them, so I made $300. That was a nice check, okay? Along with my regular, money that I brought in. Now, why is it important that you get 2 people and sell them a Pro Pack? Well, you got to bring 2 people in, and it's best to sell them a Pro Pack if you can, because you become fully qualified for all the rest of the commissions in this plan that you see here. But until you get to that point, you're only going to make the retail commissions, and you're only going to make the Fast Start bonus. Nothing wrong with that, but just saying the extra money is down below. So if you bring somebody in at 500 BV with their Pro Pack, and you put one on your right and one on your left, you become what we call a star. And then let's say that next person, and I'm going to draw this out for you because I think it'll make more sense. I'm going to push this shirt out. So we're going to say, this is you. Y-O-U. Okay? You've got a smiley face. You're happy. Then you put on a friend. One here and one here in your downline. Okay? This is Joe. And this is Sally. Alright? right, so you became a star. That's you. You're a star. You're qualified all the way up. Now, what you're going to do is help Joe find his 2 people. In the first 30 days, if you can do this, you're going to be a fantastic person in this business. So you help Joe. You and Joe do meetings. You and Joe do presentations to people individually at their house. You do whatever it takes to show product. So Joe puts on Ben, and he puts on Dave. So, and they both came in at 5. They both came in with a Pro Pack. So he's rocking because he already brought a Pro Pack himself. He's rocking. So he became a star, and you became a star maker. This is another way that you're going to make your money on the initial uptake of your building your downline. So what do you get for being a star maker? Well, you're going to get $400. Yep, you're going to make $400 off helping Joe get 2 people and get them qualified. Okay? And then Ben goes out and he gets a couple of people. But Ben only gets 250 BV on this guy because he bought a builder pack. And this is Bill. And this is Henry. And Henry bought a Pro Pack, so he's at 500 BV. So he's qualified. So Ben didn't get qualified yet. But let's say that he had somebody else come in, and he had Margaret come in. So Margaret came in, but she bought a Pro Pack. So Ben is now a star, even though Bill was there first. That doesn't matter. Because Bill could have come up to the 500 BV by doing retail purchases or selling units. But he didn't do that yet. He's a little slower than the average guy. It's okay. But what you have here is Margaret, who came in with the Pro Pack. So Ben is now a star, and Joe made $400, and you made another $100 just for being in his upline, his sponsor. So even with people down here, for example, you are helping Ben, and you're helping Joe, and you might even be helping Ben because you can make money. The other thing you're doing is building a solid foundation to your downline. Okay, because the other thing that you're going to make commissions on, let's say Sally did the same thing. She had some people here, and they put some people on. And let's say that this person only got 1 person, and they could never get that going. Okay, and this is considered your outside, and this is considered your inside downline. Okay, and maybe your sponsor, the person that sponsored you, maybe this is me. All right, so I'm putting people on like crazy. Okay, because I put people on like crazy. But I put all these people on, but nobody else over here is growing their business. This isn't going to be good for you. You want to get some equal balance to this. All right? Because this line over here is making you money, and they're not only making you money with Star Maker bonuses and sign-up bonuses and all that great stuff, but this is going to make you money in what we call, which we're going to talk about in your first 60 days, all right, which is called the dual team cycle bonus. We'll talk about that in a minute. What are you going to do about Sally over here who's struggling? Well, you might want to say that this team's going pretty good and you've trained these people up, so you're probably going to need to focus your attention over here on Sally a little bit. And this is where you come up to somebody like me and you say, I need your help because I'm not sure what I'm doing with this, and I need to be able to figure out how to help Sally do better with her business. Because again, if Sally's not working, Sally's not making money. But Joe over here is killing it, and he's picking the right people. So there's ways for you to make money. And hopefully that makes sense to you. We're going to have to help Sally a little bit. And by helping Sally, let's say you go help Sally, and she has her 2 people. Okay, so she got it going on to start with, so she made your $400. But this person down here isn't. So you're going to need to come down here and encourage them through Sally or with Sally so that you guys can find them somebody else and qualify them up so that you all can make your money all the way up. The company encourages you to help other people. Unlike a lot of programs where you just get in and people forget about you, we don't forget about you. And if we are forgetting about you, shame on us. Because that's not how you make a successful downline, is by putting people on and making the first commission off of them of $150 and leaving you with product that you don't know how to sell. So we want to do the training videos like we're showing you tonight and the other support training opportunities that you have. But that's how you make your initial money. So let me erase this real quick and we're going to get a recap on this. With not such a messy diagram. I'm so not an artist. But first of all, you got to sign up. And you got to qualify. And then you got to find 3 people, or 2 people. Now, do you stop at finding 2 people? Heck no! You get 4, 5, 6 people. You want to get as many people as you can in your business. Because you get paid based on your unilateral line, so these people, and all of these people feed into your downline. Okay, so this program is binary, so this person goes here, and that person came over here, and this person goes here, and this person goes here, or whatever, however you work it out. Okay, but you get paid both on the binary and on the unilateral. So it's a really equitable program. But you got to have people in line. Okay, but in the first 30 days, to be honest with you, if you don't meet the sign up, you don't qualify at 500 BV, and you don't get 2 people underneath you that qualify to 500 BV, you're going to be sitting back there making retail commissions only. And you're going to make some fast start bonuses if you sign people up. So it's really important. So the first 30 days, this is what you worry about. If you make it in 15 days, call me. I'll get you going on the rest of it. Okay? But a lot of times what people forget is they're looking at the big picture way down the downline somewhere thinking I'm going to make $1 million doing this. But you got to do the basic things first in order to be able to look forward. Which is really, really, really important. Alright, so after this, what do you do the next 60 days? In the 60-day period? You've gotten, say you are qualified now, got your 2 people. But how many people are you going to run into before you find your 2 people? And that's kind of a question I had. You know, when I decided to get in this business, I knew of one person in particular that I knew would be a good supporter of mine. It had a little bit of information, and she'd been in the water business before, so that was great. And she's been one of my best people in my entire downline to help me build my business. But the other side of my downline didn't do so well, kind of like the old Sally and Joe thing. And I picked somebody who had probably a little less experience and maybe a little less time to invest in their business. And what I found is that I really had to work hard to help those people develop their business. So right now what I'm doing is putting a lot of people into that downline and still looking to help them find people and help them qualify people. Because what I find is this: not everybody you're going to run into wants to be in this business. But there are people who you least expect who will. So don't discount everybody. I know, I've had this conversation over and over with many of my current distributor partners. And they say to me, wow, the person that signed up this week was not who I expected. And I said, I know what you're talking about, because they do. It's the person I thought I was going to sell a water unit to that ended up being one of my best distributors. So don't limit yourself on who you talk to. Just go talk to people. Now, does it matter that you qualify in 30 days? No, it doesn't matter that you qualify in 30 days. Do I want you to qualify in 30 days? Heck yeah, I want you to qualify in 5 days. Because I want you to be able to make money. But if it's not, let's say you're working this part-time. You got a regular job and you're working this part-time. And that's like most of our people. They don't have the luxury of being in this business full-time right off the bat. Well, listen, work it part-time. Do it a couple nights a week. The money and the time you've invested will be well worth it. Okay? But if it takes you 90 days to get there, it's better than never getting there at all. So that's what I'm going to tell you. It doesn't matter when you get there, and none of your money in your downline, and I want to express this for people who've been in MLM before, they don't flush your money at the end of the week, at the end of the month. Okay? It's just sitting there waiting for you to catch up to it. And I know, for example, currently with the way my downline is working, I have about 12,000 BV on one side of my line, and I have about 6,000 in the other. But the 6,000's only just come on in the last week. So I'm just now getting paid on half of the $12,000 that I've sold in the last 60 days. So it's just sitting there waiting for me to collect it when it's the right time, when I find the right people and put the right people together and get them all working in the same way in my organization. Now I'm going to caution you. Just putting people on to look like you got a lot of people in your downline is not how I do my business. It may be how other people do their business, but it's not how I do my business. And what I'm looking for is quality people. People of like mind, that understand the water, that have a common cause, because those people are motivated. They're motivated by more than just money. They want to do the right thing by people. They want to help people. And if we make abundance and we get money and we manifest great things that happen, then that's good. That's really good. And chances are they'll still be with you 6 months from now versus somebody who couldn't make several $100,000 in the first month they were with this business. Again, we're building a business, and you start small and you become large. That's my philosophy. Now, if you're lucky and you just get the right people, you could probably skyrocket in this business almost immediately. Because I will tell you, the demand for the product is there. Don't be scared of it. I know I spent days where I made phone calls and talked to people, and people say no, no, no. And then I'd have a day where all of those people called me back after telling me no and bought a unit or got in the business. So never limit yourself as to what you think will happen. But simply this, in the first 30 days, the best thing for you is to qualify, which is to get to 500 BV yourself. Either come in that way or get there. Get the 2 people underneath you. If you get more, great. Then we can start showing you how you make your dual team cycle bonuses. And I'm going to leave you with this tonight because this is about as far as we're going to go with most of you right now. And then we're going to show you next time how to get up to 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, etc. Okay, and that'll start paying additional commissions. But to make your dual team cycle bonuses is the other money. And it's simply this. Every time one side of your downline, okay, so remember here's you. One side of your downline goes 500 BV and 250. And I don't care which side it goes, okay, 500 BV and 250 on the other side. Okay, that is equal to a $25 bonus. Paid out weekly. Okay, so this is paid weekly. The commissions are paid weekly on the retail. This is paid weekly on this dual team cycle bonus, and your sign-up bonuses are paid weekly. So let's say that you do this. Okay, because all of this is beneficial here, okay? And then this person puts on a whole bunch of people, okay? And this person puts on there too. And this person just goes crazy over here and puts on a whole bunch of people. Okay, so let's say this is equal to 1,000 BV in the first, say, 3 or 4 lines. And this one's equal to 6,000. Alright, on that week, you're going to get 500 BV out of every 500 BV that cycles with the 1,000. So you're going to have 4, I'm sorry, that's 1,000. So you're going to have 4 cycles here. And you're going to have 4 cycles here that you can use. Well, actually, you're going to have 2 cycles here you could use. So that is, you made, sorry, is that right? Yeah, 2 cycles. So you're going to get 2 cycles out of this. So you're going to make 50 bucks. But all of this remaining balance is going to sit out here and be ready for you to collect. And then as we add more people, say all these people came in at $29. They don't equal to any BV. But they start growing up and they start getting to 500 BV. Every time they hit that 500 BV, you're going to make money. But this pretty much is paid to infinity. Not until you get to like one of the high level stars does this really matter. As far as where you get stopped being paid. This doesn't stop generationally, which is one of the big fallacies of relationship marketing or multi-level marketing, is they only pay you to your 3rd level. If I was only getting paid to my 3rd level, I'd never be incentivized to go out here and help people at my 6th, my 7th, and my 8th level right now develop their business. But because the company does this for me, it allows me to make money, and so I want to help people that are much further down my downline. Okay? So there is a really, really good opportunity to make money. Remember that the 3 ways you're going to make your money. Three ways you're going to make your money. Retail commissions. Okay? The other way is fast start bonuses. And the third way is dual team cycle. So in your first 30 days, you could be making all of that money. And on average, on my team, some of the checks have been looking like 400, 600. Some of them are 50 bucks. Some of them are $100. But you know what? You do that times every week. And some people I have doing this part-time are making as much income as they were working their regular job. Because if you have a 15-hour per week job, you're only going to make probably maybe less than $1,000, especially after taxes. And with this, they're making supplemental income. And the other thing is if you start this business and you put a corporation together, everything you do is a write-off. And there's great tax opportunities with this, and you can talk to a CPA about it because I'm not one. But this is your opportunity in the first 30 days. Retail commissions, fast start, and then the dual team cycle bonuses. And that's what you need to remember. Because once all of this starts clicking and you start adding levels and you get lots and lots of people, look, I started this business and I didn't have anybody but my friend Rita Cox, okay, which I love dearly, and she understood the water, and I started out with the doctor that I worked for. I no longer work for the doctor that I work for because I'm making enough money not to have to work for him anymore. But I just started out with those two people and started talking to my friends. Talking to my friends over and over and over. Talking to people I know at the ball games, and talking to people at church, and talking to people in the grocery store, and talking to people. Okay, but I've been able to grow my business in less than 90 days to over $50,000 in sales. Okay, and that's going to pay off big benefits for me in the future. And if I can do it, you can do it. And that's what I know. And I think I put my heart and soul into this every day, so I'm here to help you guys. And you need to understand more about this. I'm the person to call, and if I can't answer it, I'll find somebody who can. But if we go to this 12-page document thing that we have from Velara, and I didn't even bring all 12 pages because I'm still not even down in the bottom pages yet, but I'm going to get there soon, then it'll matter to me. But if you go to your back office, which is actually if you go to your back office through the iPad or whatever thing you might have, you can go into your back office and log on. I'm going to pull this up here where Tasha can see it a little bit better. Alright, you're going to see this login screen. If you don't know how to log into your account, call me or text me or email me and I'll get you in. So I'm going to log into my account. Alright, here we are in my back office. Okay? So if you want to know where you are as far as your binary, you can actually go in here and look at your binary tree. So who have you signed up and where is everybody? And here you go. You can see us. And this is just part of my team. I have to actually page down several levels at this point to see my team. And I've only been a distributor since officially around the middle of July. But when you look at my downline, this is my downline this week. I have 12,200 on my left side in BV, and I have 1,050 sitting on my right side to be claimed. So I had 4 cycles this week. That meant I made $100. In addition to distributor sign-ups and all kinds of other great things that I have out there. Plus I made some Star Maker bonus money, and I had one of my favorite distributors make $400 off helping somebody else become a Star Maker today. And it was a great pleasure to call her and say, by the way, you didn't realize this, but I just made you $400 by helping sign up somebody in your downline under somebody else that you know. I mean, where else do you work at a company where somebody hands you $400 for helping you? I don't know of anywhere that's like that. Okay, so you also want to know how do you place an order or how do you sign people up. Simply go to sign up and hit distributor. Okay, and you're going to be able to sign up people in your back office. But you go in here and sign people up. The things you need to know is where do you want to place them? And look, guys and gals, if you don't know where to place people in your downline, pick up the phone before you place them. Pick up the phone and call me. Call your sponsor. We will help you place the people in the right position in your downline, because if you place them in the wrong position when you first enter them here, we can't make the change. Okay, so why do you want someone on your right versus your left? And I think that's really important for us to understand. There's one rule in this company, and one rule, as far as I'm concerned, that's paramount. Only you can put people on your inside downline. You can only put people on your own inside downline, and everybody else puts people on your outside. So where do you want to put people? You obviously got to get a person on your right and a person on your left. But past that, you may want to put some more people on your inside downline, because if you're working in a good group, everybody else is putting people on your outside. And that money is rolling up to you. All right? So you may want to set this to where everybody that logs on goes on your inside, whether that depends on what position you're at, on which side of the downline you're on under the person that you're at. Just call me. I'll get you in the right place. But right now I have mine on auto, and I just go in and change it whenever I know somebody's going to be there. But you sign people up. You're going to need to know the following things: their name, their address, their phone number, their social security number, or their tax ID. We have to have that in order to pay out commissions. We're also going to need to know what username they'd like to use. And people can put this own information in if they're not comfortable with it, but I find most people enjoy having me sign them up. Then I get their credit card information. I process the order, picking out what package they want to get opened up with, and then it processes, and we send the order out, and they become part of the team. But this is where you do it. Now, can you send them a link to get into your back office? Of course you can. It is Team Velara, T-E-A-M, and then the word Velara.com/your username. And then they can just go out here, and right now they can only sign up as a distributor, but within a couple of weeks they're also going to be able to buy retail product or sign up as a preferred customer. So if you don't mind them being placed wherever, then you can just send them a link and have them sign up. Now, if you need to order something yourself, you're going to go to ordering. And guess what, folks? Right now, if you've been in the business with us a couple of months, you need to be placing a box of Illumina, because we have to have $50 worth of BV a month to stay active. Now, that means we either sell it ourselves or we buy it ourselves. But that comes from retail sales. It does not mean that other people underneath you generated that income for you. So we have to sign that up. We will have the auto ship coming within a couple of weeks, and then you would be able to do it there, and it'll be automatic, and you won't have to worry about it. But in order to stay active, you must do $50 worth of BV, 50 BV per month. So if you want to place an order, let's just say you have somebody that needed to order an extra water unit, you go there, and you can actually place the order for that. Okay, and there's your cart. Now that money right there goes, this retail stuff goes directly under your personal BV. So you can qualify your 50 BV right there, and you can make all kinds of BV for yourself. Remember, all that feeds into your downline, which means the extra cycles that you're going to make. Okay, so there is the codes for all of that. The other thing is the business information. Okay, we want to know what you rank. Let's just see what my rank is today. Let's see. I'm a 3-star. Yay! I went to a 3-star today. That's exciting. But this tells you where you rank as being a member, a 1-star, a 2-star, and a 3-star. Okay, so based on my qualifications on where I got people in the downline, etc., from the September 23rd to the September 29th system, I became a 3-star. So that's going to qualify me for additional commissions on that other plan that I told you that we would look at later. So now it'll matter to me, and I'll need to go look at that. I believe I make a certain percentage at my first level, my second, and my third. I think it's 20, 25, 15, and 25, 20, and 15, which are override commissions. So this should be a nice check for me at the end of the month. But you look at that, you can look at your order history, you can look at your volume history, you can look at your genealogy view, you can look at your binary tree, and here's another thing, and I'm not going to show you this because that's personal to me, but you can see how much you earn every week, and then you can also see when it was paid to you. So you pretty much, this does all the figuring for you, but if you're a figuring kind of person, you can do it yourself. But this is the back office, and this is why you need to know this, and this is how you do it. Now, there's people who want support. Okay, so here's downloads. I told you that if you needed to download forms or you needed to download some brochures until you get your own, you can go into the download section and hit Sales Tools. And the Sales Tools are going to give you, here they are. You can download the Velara, just the corporate brochure. You can do the Volumina, the Velaqua, how to assemble the maintenance instructions for the, everything is right here. So you just go here and hit download and print it out on your computer and you're good to go. Okay. So this is very simple. Now, if you don't know how to get into this, don't use that as an excuse. I hear this every day from people. I don't remember what my login is. Hey, look, you're an adult person, and we need to get you doing your own logins and placing your own orders, and I don't mind helping you initially, but I won't be here to help you forever. So I want to train you up. If you're not comfortable with it, call me or call your sponsor, and let's get you trained up. So simply that. We have everything that you need right here in your back office, including when they cut the check and when they mailed it, which I love, because my husband likes to hear that. So, anyways, and this shows me some of the people that are in my downline, and actually I have more than that, but they're not all showing, because I got a page down. And here's even my current orders that I placed myself. All right, so you can see current stuff right here in your downline. It'll also tell you when you first came into the company, etc. So this is simply it. I'm not trying to overcomplicate the compensation plan for any of you. I want you to know that it's simply that. Get started, work hard, and there's a really good chance you're going to make quite a nice income with this company. If you would like to bring other people and they'd like to know more about our team, you can give me a call. You can give your sponsor a call. You can also go to VelaraATL.com for more information and join our webinars every week on Thursdays. I'm hoping this week in California when we're there, we're going to have a Q&A with our corporate people. And then the following week, I'll be back with a Volumina webinar. So we thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.